Hello, my name is Marty Schuerger. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today. The project I'm presenting actually was assigned to me in my FYS class, Cleveland Rocks. We were assigned the task to find anything in Cleveland that interests us and educate ourselves on it. So I've lived in Cleveland my whole life, and I've only been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame once. So I would always continue to ask you the question to myself, why is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum located in Cleveland? I'll start you off with a quote from Billy Bass, who was a DJ at the time, and he said, "Back in 1971, Cleveland was considered the armpit of the world. There was nothing happening that made us look good. There was nothing we could be more proud of except for radio." And this quote really stuck with me because I've been from Cleveland my whole life, and I know the struggles that Cleveland has gone through and kind of the bad vibe that people get from Cleveland nationally. And seeing that they could fall back on radio kind of made me feel better about it. Now, it all started with Leo Mintz, who was the owner of Record Rendezvous, which was a record shop in Ohio City, which is a very popular part of town in Cleveland. This was located by many colleges and high schools, and it was filled with young adults and teenage kids who were in love with music. He partnered with DJ Alan Freed to coin the term rock and roll, so it was actually coined here, it was created. And Alan Freed was the DJ of the Moondog Show, which aired every Monday night at 6 p.m. This is a flyer from the Moondog Coronation Ball, which was the first ever rock and roll concert, and it was put on by Alan Freed. It was live broadcasted through a station, and it actually happened in Cleveland, so that's a big reason why they ended up getting the Hall of Fame ultimately. This concert was famous because it had to be stopped before it was ended because there was too many fans and the police could not hold them back. So initially it wasn't hard to see that rock and roll was going to be very popular. Now, radio influence, they think that Alan Freed was one of the more popular DJs because he played R&B music, which at the time was known as African American music. So he kind of changed the culture and more Caucasians would listen to it, and it wasn't really frowned upon because everybody else was doing it and they thought it was good. Like I mentioned, Billy Bass was a DJ for WIXY. Now, all of those stations are AM, and in the late 1960s and early 1970s, FM started to take over with 100.7 WMMS, which is still a very prevalent radio station today. They started broadcasting live concerts from Agora Ballroom, which is a very popular venue by Case Western Reserve University downtown, and they did not struggle at all to bring in big names such as Bruce Springsteen and the Beatles. Now, Michael Stanley is seen as almost the rock child of Cleveland. He's from Rocky River, which is just a small suburb west of Cleveland. And he set venue record attendances at Blossom and the Richfield Coliseum, which are two local venues that have had millions of people perform there, so I thought that was really cool. He's still prevalent on the radio today with WNCX 98.5. Now, there are plenty of other bands with Cleveland roots, including Joe Walsh, who got his band started in a Kent State dorm room, and the Black Keys, who are from Akron, along with many, many other solo artists and groups. The Hall of Fame actually opened in 1995, and a big reason was Alan Freed because of his radio show and being such a successful DJ, so there's a big lobby for him. And now because it's in Cleveland, there's many groups who stop here for shows on their tour because it's such a big and important landmark to rock and roll. Now, the impact, obviously the economy boomed with this brand new, beautiful building and all this history inside, and it's just another tourist attraction for anyone to want to come to Cleveland, and it's a really cool place to go. The created jobs and the revenue that it brings in every year for the inductions that weekend is crazy. So my final thoughts, it's not hard to see why we ended up getting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and what I found is that WMMS every Friday at 6 p.m. still plays Cleveland Rocks by Ian Hunter as kind of like an end to the week, which I thought was very, very cool. I'd like to thank you all for coming.